Okay, the next day is Wednesday. So we have Wednesday, we still have Thursday and Friday, and then we left on Saturday. So we have 3 days left. So this must be day 8. Um, the ship arrives in Brunice. Now, Brunice, we got there to Brunice and we did not do anything in Bernice. Randy told us that the only thing that Bernice has to offer is a giant mussel. He said if you want to go check out the giant mussel, you can, or you can get on the bus and go to Veere, which is much more interesting. So we all went to Veere, but then when I got actually the other day, I was saying, well, is there really a giant mussel in Bernice? It just so happens that there is a giant mussel in Bernice. Now, this is, you can see the buildings behind it. This is a very large mussel. There was another picture of people actually sitting in the mussel. They were sitting on the inside here with their feet on here. So the total height here was, from that picture, it looked to be about 15 feet. So this is a very large mussel. The reason they have mussels in Bernice is that is their main crop is mussel. Yeah, the main income is from mussels. And I got another picture, which is these are seed collection traps. They are all blue, look like blue barrels, and they're all used to collect mussel seed. So that's Brunice, which we never really saw much of. But anyway, we went on to Veere, and this is King's Day. I forgot to say that. This is King's Day, which is the celebration of the monarch's birthday, and it's on April 28th. It originally was actually on the birthday of the monarch, but a couple of queens ago, there was one whose birthday was on January 27th, I think. And this is a day of partying. It's kind of like St. Patrick's Day, but orange instead of green. They all like to party. That's the big thing on King's Day is everybody gets one big party. So, and partying in the end of January is not that pleasant. So, what happened was her own birthday was, I think, May 1st. So she decreed that it would every year would be on May 1st. Not sure how it got from May 1st to April 28th, but now it's on April 28th. And everybody dresses up in orange. Orange is like the national color of the Netherlands, even though their flag is red, white, and blue. It's kind of odd that their national color is orange. But as I said before, that's because the one of the founders of the country was William of Orange, and the monarch, the family name of the monarchy is Orange Nassau, I think. And so that's how they like orange so much. This is in Veere. This is do you see the little chairs here? The white chairs? These children, they have a band, which is back here, and they play a song and they're playing musical chairs. So that's part of their King's Day celebration. And this is the town hall, pretty majestic town hall, which is off to the side of I think it's right there. Yeah, it's this building right here, the town hall. And then a little ways, this is a couple blocks away. This is right on the waterfront. This is just a row of buildings now. Veere was big in textiles, and they have this designation called staple port. And Veere this was in the 16th and 17th century. Veere was the staple port for the Netherlands, which meant that for wool, which meant that all wool coming into the city into the country had to be available in Veere for sale first before it could be sold anywhere else. So a lot of the textile people moved to Veere, and it became quite. It was very. They became very wealthy. It was a very wealthy city for quite a while because of this textile. They, I guess, a couple hundred years later, it was the staple designation was removed, but they did very well in textiles. And I have a couple pictures of these buildings. See this? These are actually museums for textiles. I guess maybe it wasn't they weren't open that day because it was King's Day. I don't think they were open, but we were in the middle there, and Randy was telling us about about the city and everything. And after that, we all went on our separate ways. And we walked around. And this is I mentioned this before. This is a linden tree. And what they do is they train them so they're like really thin. They cut off the front and the back branches, so all they have are the side branches going out. And they make them like into fences. I may have better pictures of it, but this is one of the pictures I took of the linden trees. And this is where we were standing with the building. So this is the building with the black and white shutters. We went across this is a canal here. We went across the canal and we're walking along the other side. And these are three cannons, historic cannons. I guess they were original cannons that were used to help defend the country. This is just another picture of the waterfront with all the boats, more boats, a lot of sailboats all over, like I said before. And so then we walked along a little ways, and we got to the this crossing here. This is a boat, and that's Mary standing there. And you actually pull yourself across the waterway on the boat with these ropes. And so we did that. That was kind of fun, something different to do, right? And then we were walking along. I saw this wisteria tree, which was just a lovely little tree. So I took a picture of that and see another orange thing here for King's Day. And then these are our four program directors. The one in the front is Randy. The third one is Shock, which is SJACK or something, Shock. And I forget the names of the two ladies. They're very nice. This lady, the second lady here, I think she was German, but the other three were all Dutch. And they were all very nice. Randy was great. He knew a lot. He just knew so much about everything. It was just amazing, the amount of knowledge that he has. Um, and then here's another picture of them. And also another thing on King's Day, after in the morning, they have the games and stuff for the children. And then they also, it's like one big tag sale. Everybody puts tables out in front of their houses and sells all the stuff that they don't want anymore. And so this is part of the ones that we saw in Veere. That afternoon, we went to Delta Works. Delta Works is I'll show you a map in a few minutes, but in 1953 there was a huge flood, and a lot of this area of the country was totally inundated with water. And because it's like below sea level, so they ended up with this huge program to put in dikes to control the water. And this is one of the dikes, and you actually tour inside. You go inside, and they have a information about the dikes. And this picture, see there's two lines here. There's an orange line, and then there's a narrower line. This orange line, if the water, which is like 3 meters above high tide or something, I think, and if it ever gets above that line, then the thing comes down. There's these steel plates that come down to block off the water to protect the country from floods. And I don't exactly remember what the higher one was. That's like a real ultra emergency one. But this orange line here is where they, at that point, they lower the gates. And this is a closer picture of that. Now, this is the man who did our tour of Delta Works. And this picture up here is why I took this. This is see, this is water. The dark is water and the light is land. This is the coast of the Netherlands. And what happened in 1953, see, this is black. See the black going in here and through there and down there. Well, in 1953, this was all the water. It just totally inundated the land. See, that's the land, and then that's the water in 1953. So that's why and actually what happened was this was, before the internet, before they had helicopters all over and 24-hour news cycles and all this stuff. And it was actually a couple of days before anybody realized that there was a problem. These people were up on their roofs, kind of like New Orleans and after Katrina, but they were up on their roofs sometimes for a couple of days, waiting for people, waiting for somebody to come save them. These poor people. So that's why they built the all the dikes. Now this is a map. These yellow are all the dikes that they built. See, the entrance to each of the waterways, they have dikes that they built. This is a picture of, this is the plate that actually goes down when the water gets too high. And it's kind of hard to get a picture of it because it goes way down in that in the opening here, but that's what that is. This is a diagram of the dike, and it's pretty complicated, but the reason I just had it, I decided to show this is these are the three lines, 3 meter, 4 meter. And this is, they have concrete up here and concrete down there. So the water is actually going through this. I think they originally, when they first created these things, I think they left them closed. And all the wildlife in on the other side of it died. So they couldn't leave them closed all the time. And so they developed this thing where this thing slides up and down and covers the space, the gap between the two concrete. And then this is a picture I took of the North Sea. I just thought it was really cool that I was standing there looking out onto the North Sea. So I took a picture of it. And that's it.